Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Badger. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my Origins Easy High Round Guide. This isn't going to be like the speed run, how to set up fast. This is just the easiest way that I find to set up on Origins. If you do enjoy this video, if you find this guide helpful, if you could leave a like, leave a sub. It helps me out a lot more than you think. And let's get right into the guide. Alright, first of all, guns and gums. For our gobble gums, for your mega gums, you're going to be running Raindrops, Alcoholic, Shopping Free, Alchemical, and Max Ammo. For our classic gobble gums, you're going to be running Alchemical, In Plain Sight, Anywhere But Here, Ornamental Accomplishment, and Lucky Crit. For the gun setup, you're going to be needing your Kuda. I would recommend just putting fast mags on it if you have it. You can put whatever other attachments you want on it. Personally, I prefer an ELO sight with fast mags rapid fire. And you're going to want to do the same thing for the M8A7. Going to make your life a lot easier than you think. So now for actually setting up the high round guide, there's a lot that we need to cover. So let's get right into it. First off, as soon as you get into the game, turn on generator 1 and hit the gobblegum machine. If you are using classics, grab the double points and just start shooting into zombies a couple times, then getting your knife in. If you're using megas, you're probably gonna have shopping free or raindrops already, so just use those to open up most of the map. If you're using shopping free, I recommend going through generator 2 to the main bunker, then to the excavation site, and then head through church. Generator 5 isn't overly that important at the moment. For the generator 2 shield part, there's gonna be one right next to that wheelbarrow, another one right here in this wheelbarrow with the dead zombie, and your last shield part is going to be in the robot's footprint in the corner by the pipe. I also recommend turning on generator 2 here and then grabbing the ice disc, which has 3 spawn locations. One's right here in the entrance on the workbench. There's another one here in the table next to the box, and then your final one is on top of the shelf next to where you pick up the G-Strikes. Speaking of, pick those up. Next, if it's round 4 and if it's snowing, go ahead and start digging up dig spots. If you got snow on round 3, do the exact same thing. Those 2 rounds are completely random for snow if you're gonna get them, so make do with what you gotta do. If you don't know how to get the ice staff, you need to dig up 3 different dig locations. They're all randomized, but you get 1 part in the spawn area, 1 part in the middle map area, and 1 part in the church area. For the generator 3 shield part, there's gonna be one right next to this dead zombie in the box. Another one is going to be in this little bunker in the wheelbarrow, and your final one is gonna be in the back corner of the fire tunnel. I'd also recommend saving a zombie because it's gonna make your life a lot easier. There is a chance that you don't get snow on round 5, so if you don't want to take that chance, just go ahead and keep a zombie, and you should have enough points to open up the rest of the map. Start digging up locations so you can get the next ice staff part. Go ahead and turn on generator 5, but only if you have the points. If you don't have enough points for both the first church door and generator 5, just go ahead and open the church door. If you are lucky, you will get a dig spot here in the church. Unfortunately, I was not lucky this game. I didn't get a single dig spot in the church, which can happen, and it's very annoying. And then while you're in the middle of the map, your first shield part is going to be in this giant's footprint here. The second one is in this giant's footprint here, and the final one is going to be in this giant's footprint next to the KN44. Next up, go ahead and turn on generator 4 if you haven't already, so that way you can get Juggernog. And then I would also recommend building the shield in the bunker, which is the main area where you go up and down. It's a lot easier to keep it here, especially for the high round strategy. Alright, so from here on out, we're basically waiting until we get the ice staff. If you are lucky and you got it on round 5, make sure you pick up the gramophone and the music disc and then go into the ice tunnel to get the actual crystal to build the ice staff. Now, if you didn't get it on round 5, that's completely fine. You can actually use this time to build up points, to get pack-a-punch guns. Basically, do whatever you need to do so you can make it to round 10 to get this ice staff. Speaking of the music disc, there's 1 part here in the entrance to the excavation. There's another part right here in this wheelbarrow, and the final part is actually on the outside of it on a wall. Now, the actual gramophone itself is just going to be on either side of the table where you can place the gramophone. Not that hard to spot. Next, go ahead and place the gramophone in the ice tunnel. Then go ahead and pick up the crystal. Then go ahead and build the ice staff. Next, you're going to need to do the code, so I'm going to put up a picture of the code here so you guys can actually memorize this, or just use it for this one-time use. I don't know what you guys are going to do with it. It's here for you to use. Next, we got to shoot all the tombstones with the ice staff, and then shoot them with your regular bullet weapon. So like a Mark II or a Boomhilda will not work. These are all very easy to hit. You can hit them all just from the excavation site. First one is right off to the right of the ledge by the 115 rock. Next one is over by where we found the 3rd shield part. And then this other one, you can just come down to the front. Unfortunately, I got zombie blood, so it's a little harder for you guys to see, but it's pretty
pretty easy to spot once you know where you're looking. But then shoot all 3 of these with your bullet weapon and you'll hear an activation noise like the one you got when you completed the puzzle. Then go all the way down to where you built the staff and you're going to see these dials. You're going to have to turn all of these dials to blue and then you shoot the orb with the ice staff once all 4 are blue, and then take it to the crazy place. We're going to go upgrade it. Once it's upgraded, go ahead and pick it up. Make sure it is your meal kick weapon. It's going to save you in the long run. Trust me, just make sure it's the meal kick weapon. Before or after you get the ice staff, I would recommend getting the Kuda with dead wire and the M8A7 with turned. You're not always going to get lucky about which AAT you get, so you're going to need a good chunk of points for this. And for your perk setup, I completely forgot to mention this, you can get every single perk on Origins as is with the red dig up spots. You don't know how to do this, you're going to need to dig up, I think it's around 30 or 40 dig spots throughout your game. And then you'll get like a little ding, and then you get a golden shovel. What this allows you to do is once you get a zombie blood, you can look for a red dig up spot. If you find this red dig up spot, dig it up, and then you get a perk bottle, and this allows you to buy any perk. I will leave a video linked in the description that goes over all the spots because there's so many of them and I did not get gameplay of them. If you have not gotten your G strikes already, you need to do this as fast as humanly possible. I recommend doing this with the upgraded ice staff since it's a one-shot melee for a good proportion of the game until about like round 18, and then I think it stops. If you need to, camp in this area with the ice staff until you get an insta-kill. Once you get the insta-kill, go ahead and knife zombies around the little bath pedestal podium thingy. But once it's clean, pick it up and follow this exact path that I take. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because it is a bit of a long path, but just make sure you follow this exact path I take because you cannot step in the mud. Once you're here, if the melee is just not doing it for you, there is a way you can actually do this. Since we built the shield where we did, you can actually just use the shield's melee for this step. It makes it actually a lot easier than you think. Once you've filled up the correct amount of souls, you'll see the G-strikes pop up on this little table. Go ahead and pick them up, and then if you have dead wire on your Kuda and turned on your M8A7, we are all set up for the high round. I know that was a lot of setup, but trust me, this high round's relatively easy, to be honest. There's 2 different types of strategies you can run for this map. The faster one is actually camping on the tank path. This strategy was really popular in BO2, so if you've played BO2, you should know about this strategy. It's very, very simple. You're going to stand right at where these 2 lakes meet. Lakes, ponds, little water thingies, zombie spawn, whatever the you're gonna stand right in between the 2 zombie spawns and you're just gonna shoot your ice staff at the ground. You're gonna do the 3 charge, you're not gonna do the full charge. By doing the half charge, you only shoot 3 shots, and honestly the 6 charge does not last that much longer, so you're actually saving ammo by doing the 3 charge. I would recommend also using your turned a lot, especially down towards where Jug is, since those are further away. It's just gonna speed up your rounds. Deadwire also helps in that same area. Just make sure you're not like swapping the weapons at the wrong time. The strategy is definitely harder than the fire tunnel, but it's still not that bad, and this strategy is pretty fun. Dealing with panzers in this step can be a little tricky depending on where they spawn. If they spawn to your left, just throw a G-strike to your right. Have your ice staff just take care of him. Ice staff absolutely melts the panzer in BO3. Same logic applies if he spawns to your right, go ahead and throw a G-strike to your left. That way all zombies and panzers running through will get taken out by your G-strike. If you get a carpenter during this, I would recommend picking it up because that ensures that you will also get no more carpenters during this time. This means more max ammos for you, more insta-kills, more ways to speed up your rounds. Speaking of insta-kills and death machines, there's not really a specific way to use them, just kind of turn and shoot. You're gonna have the 2 spawns in front of you, 1 to your left and 2 to your right. These are very easy to control even on higher rounds, so just do your best to kind of look between both spawns and get the zombies as they come. Alrighty, let's talk about Templar rounds. Let them take Generator 6. You will be just fine. I'm just letting you know right now, let them take Generator 6. It's gonna save you so much trouble in the future. To get a Templar round to spawn, you need 5 generators on. So if you would let 2 of them go, meaning you only have 4 on, you will not get Templar rounds. If you turn on the 5th round, let's say you need ammo for your ice staff, like you're completely out, you have a zombie left that you've saved up, go ahead and turn on one of these generators. The next round, you are insured to have a Templar round because you've gone so long without having a generator on. This is really helpful for later rounds. And again, I recommend just keeping generator 6 off and then keeping 1 through 5 on. If you want to speed up rounds, leave 4 on, leave 2 off, so that way you don't get Templar rounds. And then when you need a max ammo, turn the Templar on, not like that, and and then the next round, go ahead and grab your max ammo. Alrighty, let's talk about the easiest strat on this map, which is called Fire Tunnel. It takes place in the Fire Tunnel, so I mean, it's well named. This strategy is super easy. Like, it's kind of brain dead easy, especially for the first let's say 80 rounds. You're not really going to be struggling as long as you go into this with having all boards boarded up, so meaning you have a carpenter activated. It's going to save you a lot of hassle. Now, the easiest way to run this strategy is look where I'm looking at this rock, and then as soon as the zombies start coming out of the bottom like area, and give off your half charge shot. This ensures that you won't get drops spawning where the zombies spawn. This can happen, especially in that little cavern, whatever they're catacomb. Wherever they're spawn out of, drops can spawn in there, and that is no bueno, especially if it's a max ammo. This can mess you up. Also, if you are not feeling the most comfortable in this area, like the zombies are coming too fast for you, or you're just not used to it, place the gramophone down and have the fire tunnel open. That way, if you need a quick escape, just hop in the fire tunnel, activate it when you get into the crazy place, and then jump right back in, because all the zombies would have despawned by now. There's not really too much to go over within like actually killing zombies besides literally just shoot them. It's not really rocket science. To speed up rounds, make sure you're shooting your turn zombie at the very top, so like where the entrance of the fire tunnel is, this is where you're going to want to be shooting your M8A7 with turned. Deadwire we save for the zombies that are inside the fire tunnel. It'll speed up rounds a lot. You can also use Deadwire on the zombies that are coming inside from the fire tunnel that your turn zombie did not get. It's all about finding this balance of how you're gonna do stuff, and it's really not that hard to find this balance. It's just getting into that rhythm, you know. In terms of after the round ends, or if you're keeping a zombie, I would recommend boarding up 2 windows in the spawn room. This will guarantee you that you do not get a carpenter, because if you've already gotten a carpenter, the only barriers that are going to be open are the ones in the spawn room, and if you have 4 or more barriers open at one point, that's when the carpenter will spawn. So also, if you like feel like you're getting carpenters even though you have the windows boarded up, just board up all 4. This really only becomes an issue at like round 90. 87 to 100, this could be an issue with ammo, so that's why I'm saying just do that, because it might help you out in the long run. Alright, so let's say you're not getting into max ammo for this round, you are completely out of ammo. Come down to where you build the staffs in the bottom of the excavation site, and we're just gonna train. We're gonna be using our turned and our dead wire. Widow's Wine can kind of mess you up here, just an FYI, so throw those away if you can, because they will kind of mess you up. But basically just go back and forth in this figure 8 pattern that I'm kind of showing here. It's going to make your life super simple, because the zombies are going to path from both sides, and by doing this figure 8, you're kind of stalling them on both sides. This is why Widow's Wine is not good, because they group up, and we don't want them grouping up. Spawns can be a little bit iffy here in terms of speed, so just make sure you're paying attention. The strategy is not the easiest in the world. It can go wrong very fast. I'd recommend keeping at least 1 shot in your ice staff, just in case you do get pinned and you need to, you know, they're banging on your shield, you need to shoot a charge shot, get out of it. You don't really need to be using too much ammo when you're down here. Just one burst to 1 shot of each weapon at a time. Your Deadwire is going to activate super fast. This is why Deadwire is OP. We love Deadwire. I would also recommend using your turn towards the top of the stairs when you can. It's not always going to be guaranteed, but that is the easiest way to do that. And once you get this max ammo, I would recommend throwing your G-strikes on the ground. This way you can get in and out of this excavation pretty easily, because the zombies do spawn all the way from the top, but it is a little bit of a pain in the ass to get out of. I'd also recommend keeping your Kuda out with Deadwire, so if you need to get anything out of your way, you can use that pretty quickly and get out of it. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know there wasn't really too much of like how to kill the zombies, but I mean, it's not really that complicated. You just shoot in one spot with the ice staff, and the ice staff take cares of the rest. Using your Deadwire in turn is just going to help speed up rounds. Also, it's going to keep you a little bit safer. You have that backup. You don't need to build another staff. You can just use Deadwire. Panzers are really easy to take care of because the ice staff just mows through them. It's not really that difficult. It's just the ice staff will take them out. Any questions? Leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not going to get to every single question, and I will also pin a comment kind of about a FAQ about my most asked questions or stuff that I recommend. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
With a blunt, Juliet with a Jack and Rose.